What is going on, everybody? We're back with another recording podcast thing. Sorry, I was readjusting myself. We're CCW.
Dynamite review.
And I'm Nick.
And I'm Joe.
And yeah, so we get to review Dynamite, which I actually thought was a pretty okay show. It was
It was fine. It was fine.
There were some good things that happened. I also know one specific spoiler that I'm super excited for from Collision.
You've already been peeking at results, have you?
No, not results at all. I just know somebody wrestles on Collision that I've wanted in AEW for a while.
Oh. Who's that? Now that you've said it.
Isla Dawn.
Why does that sound familiar? And why can I not put a face to that?
She was the tag team partner of Alba Fire in WWE.
Oh, okay. I know who that is.
My favorite female tag team ever. Not that there's a whole lot to actually choose from, but
or good ones for that matter.
Right. But no, yeah. So she showed up on Collision. Scotty 2 Hotty wrestled on Ring of Honor. During their tapings. I was surprised. I don't watch Ring of Honor, so I won't actually get to see that match. But yeah.
Sure. Yeah, he still does. I think he works for him, doesn't he?
Apparently.
Is he he's a producer or something? Maybe.
I don't know. But yeah, he wrestled.
Well, that would make sense that she wrestled since she's Scottish and they're.
Yeah, so there's a chance she might not actually be signed to AEW.
Yeah, she just may be taking a booking.
She could have just took a booking with AEW, but I'm hoping she's signed. We'll find out Saturday. She wrestled against Megan Bain, so I'm pretty sure she got squashed.
Yeah, she took the L. Yeah, she took the L. Unfortunately.
So a couple things that bothered me about this show specifically, a couple things that are bothering me in general about wrestling before we get too far into this. This show kind of annoyed me because obviously it was taped because they did their thing at 3 o'clock. And here's the thing, right? I'm not so much mad that they aired it on TV when they did, but I don't understand why they couldn't go ahead and stream it live on Max. I feel like that's kind of the benefit to.
I think they like the simulcast situation, so they can try to. I don't know. The longer I say that, the more it falls apart in my head.
I think the idea that you were going for is
TV ratings matter. TV ratings. Yeah.
But no, I don't know. It bothers me. Like I just feel like, you know, I don't know. I've always struggled with taped shows because for me it's like, well, I'm not watching it live. Why should I care?
I mean, it's not like you searched out the results or anything beforehand, so it's
right. No,
you were going to watch it at your normally scheduled time, regardless. So I think you're just getting in your own way.
Oh no! If it would have aired at 3, I absolutely would have watched it.
Yeah, I can only imagine those conversations. At 5 o'clock, you're messaging me. Yeah, I'm ready when you are. Oh, after 5 more hours of work, I'll be right on that.
Right. But yeah, my other problem, and this is something that you'd brought up because I'd messaged you earlier. My problem is not that they finally picked a day and everything for the WWE pay-per-view that's going to be running at the same time as All Out. My problem is that they're calling it WrestlePalooza.
Oh no.
That is the name of the show here in Indy. And obviously they took it from ECW. Like that was an ECW show.
Yeah, and it's going to be on the stupid ESPN platform thing that everybody's just so anxious to pay $30 a month for.
Yeah, no. I already pay $70 a year for VPN.
Smart man. Smart man.
I will be watching that shit over on Netflix.
Me as well. Whether I have to buy a completely new TV or figure out a different way to stream it onto my big TV from my computer, I will be figuring it out.
Yeah, I'm definitely not going to it though. I don't. I I'd rather watch All Out at home.
Like I told the wife, I was like, don't necessarily have any interest in that, but hey, we can check on AEW tickets for December when they're here.
Right. They'll be cheaper too.
I don't know if I'd go that far, but probably.
I don't know.
I said probably. I mean,
I don't.
just depends on where you like to sit.
Right.
We're kind of. Well, my wife is short, so we we have to take that into consideration. We like to sit on the floor, but she's short, so if we sit on the floor, it has to be very close.
Right. But yeah. So, Ruspalooza. That's what it's called.
Hot dang.
Anyways, so Dynamite. We're in Glasgow. And
Yeah.
Shivani and Excalibur on commentary, and they open with Bryan Danielson coming out.
Yeah, they were really trying to get you to like the commentary tonight.
And I was
It
like,
did not. It did not work.
I was like, oh man, is he gonna come to the ring and say something?
Yeah, and then Tony Schiavone spoke up and ruined that. I'm like, oh, what's he doing for Wrestle Dream? Oh, he's not there because Taz isn't going to be there for the whole week.
Yeah, for those of you that don't know, I don't know if they mentioned it on the broadcast. I'm sure they did, but Taz is still.
They did not. They did not mention it on the thing that I saw. I saw Taz's Twitter post.
Okay, he liked my comment, by the way, on his Twitter.
Oh, did he? What? Taz is a lot. Taz likes a lot of your comments, and by a lot, I mean at least two that I know of.
That's the second one. No, this one wasn't anything special. I told him. I said, hey, I can tell you. Let me pull it up.
Is he like under the weather? Is he having some health things?
He is going to be out. Motherfucker. Was it really? Do I really mess around on Twitter that much?
Knowing you, yeah.
He said, I will be off this week. A combo of doctor's appointments and imaging tests on a couple of future surgeries, some R&R, and most importantly, my new knee does not cooperate very well with long flights at the moment. I hope you all enjoy Dynamite and Forbidden Door.
Ooh, yeah, I can only imagine that. Well, it's probably only like a 7-hour flight from New York, if that's where he still presides.
I'm pretty sure it's like a 14-hour flight.
No. From New York? I don't think so.
How long
Let's find out.
fly from New York to London? That's 7 hours.
London's.
If it's London.
Yeah, see? I know what I'm talking about. Dagnabbit. I've been in an airplane a time or 20.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's like an 8-hour flight. 7 to 8 hour flight.
It's like flying from here to the West Coast.
Oh, but what I said was I'm bummed because you're my favorite commentator at the moment. But how did I word it? But at the same time, hope you get to feeling better, man. It's far more important.
Look at you being understanding.
Absolutely.
Speaking of understanding, can we go into the first segment? Because I didn't understand a fucking thing this guy said for most of his promo.
All right. I don't know how you struggle with Will Ospreay so much. I love it.
He gets excited and he starts talking, and man, he loses me. And it just sounds like it just sounds like words.
So he comes out, and maybe I'm just used to it because I used to play video games with British people all the time.
Maybe.
But he comes out, he thanks the crowd for being great. He says that he hates letting people down, and these are his people because he's pretty much, close to home. He knows he has to go down the road that others have because he has to have a neck surgery, and many of them don't come back the same. He says, since the lights out match is unsanctioned, it's on him. because that's the only reason they're going to let him go, right? Which obviously there's some degree of bullshit there.
Sure.
He's not cleared, but since the match is unsanctioned, he's going to do it. He said he wants revenge. He said before they take a scalpel to him, he will take a pound of flesh from Mox.
Okay, I heard that part.
Mox comes out. They go face to face. Mox signals for the Death Riders to come in. Ospreay says, "Hey, don't have these losers do it. If you're gonna, if you want to try and take me out, do it yourself." At that point, Speedball and Kevin Knight came in and attacked the Death Riders. A ref came out, and they were starting the match. So another part was, the very beginning of that whole segment, though, he was talking about the very first time he wrestled in Glasgow.
Okay.
And it was a whole story about after the show, because they were very punctual and when the show ended.
And the wrestlers went to the bars.
Wrestlers went to the bars. He was talking about drinking the Yanks under the table, as they like to call us. And then...
Yeah. Then I toned out after that. I'm not a Yank.
He was like, he walked out of the bar. He was like, and I things were a little bit blurry and everything was a little bit dizzy, but I looked up and seen the bright blue sign, and I didn't understand what the name of the place he was talking about was, but it's apparently a really popular eating place there in Glasgow.
Yeah, my notes just says something, fluffs the UK fans. I'm sure he said some good stuff. Death Rider's out next.
But yeah, so a ref comes out, and I guess they were gonna at that point. I guess we're starting the match.
Before you start, we got to talk about your favorite wrestler, Tanahashi.
Oh, we're gonna get there. So Tanahashi's music hits, and he gimps to the ring.
Oh my God, dude! Did you see the way he walks?
Yeah.
Well, obviously, because you said he gimps to the ring. What the what? What?
And they're gonna have this man wrestle in a cage match.
I put Tanahashi makes Chris Jericho look 20 years younger just by being in the ring now. Oh my goodness.
I said he tried so hard to be useful early on.
Yeah.
He hit one move, and I thought he was never going to stand back up. He jumped.
Yeah.
He jumped right back up afterwards, though. So I was like, hey, you know what?
Yeah, he had a very quick start that ended very quickly, and then took heat for a little bit.
Yeah, he did. At some point, Shafir gets booted from ringside, and Ospreay comes out, picks her up, and takes her off backstage, which I thought was funny.
Yeah, that was funny.
So after that happens, Gabe Kidd eventually interferes with Bullet Club War Dogs, which are a New Japan stable. Will comes back out with a body bag, which I didn't think of who it was at first. I was like, oh, he brought Shafir back out in a body bag. But after about 30 seconds... I thought it was Darby from Jump. After about 30 seconds, even in my notes, I said, oh, I bet Darby's in this bag.
Yep.
But yeah, they bring out a body bag. It's enough of a distraction for Tanahashi to get the splash off the top rope, and they win. And that's where I thought he was never going to stand up again. That man was laying in the ring after that splash and the pin. That I don't know. Afterwards, all the heels come in and beat down the faces. The Bucks come out and get Ospreay from behind. Paragon come out and start to help. Darby
fight off with the Bucks.
Darby jumps out and he starts fighting with the Death Riders. The Ops come out to help. I said, it's all chaos. I
put this is an overproduced mess.
I said, there's brawls in the crowd, into the back, all over the place. Eventually, Darby coffin drops from the top of one of the entrances to the seating area.
Yep.
I put LMAO, great spot, because I always like stupid high flying.
It was a good spot. There was just so many freaking people out. It was such a mess.
At the end,
it was such a mess.
At the end, the faces stand victorious, and I said, "Hey, glad to see Tanahashi can still stand."
This is a crazy show.
It is,
because this show only had 3 matches.
It did, and the big reason is because match 2 went for 40 minutes, 45 minutes, 30, technically 30, I guess.
40 minutes with intros and commercials and nonsense.
But yeah, if you want to talk about the in-ring segment.
So the next segment was Cope and Christian Cage's interview with Tony Schiavone.
I said
Cage
Shivani's
and
in the
Cope,
ring doing what he does best.
the only thing he should be doing. So Cope and Cage are in the ring. Cage is talking first, and he's still trying to do his shtick like he's still with the patriarchy, where he's just a jerk and an asshole. And Cope says, he is an asshole. Sometimes you need an asshole. But this one right here, he's my asshole.
The crowd starts chanting, "He's your asshole."
Yep. Christian says that he's with Cope for the meantime because Cope's going to help him with his Nick and Kip problem, and he's going to help Cope with his FTR problem. But after that, they can go their separate ways. He doesn't see anything really going on after that. This leads the patriarchy to, well, the former patriarchy. I guess they are the matriarchy now, or they're just Nick and Kip, whatever the hell they decide to be called. Kip and Mama Wayne comes out to a bunch of boos. They're like, "Don't boo us, blah, blah, blah." We've got a message from Nick, who allegedly is hurt and has a pre-taped message for Cage and Cope, where he yammers on for far too long. Nevertheless, he's allegedly hurt, but he's got a replacement for his match at the pay-per-view, and out comes Killswitch, which I will not be calling him that. I will be calling him by his maiden name, Luchasaurus. So Luchasaurus is back, comes to the ring, choke slams both of them at separate times, and they look strong going into the event on Saturday or Sunday.
So first and foremost, this now makes me want a new Edge and Christian show. For those of you that may not remember that great bit of WWE network wonderfulness.
Oh, their little thing that was early on in the network too.
Yeah, it was.
That's when they were both retired, quote unquote.
Yep.
Wasn't it? It was something weird. It was like Edge and Christian's something of awesomeness or something.
Let me see. Edge and
What the heck was it called? It was a very long title.
WWE Network show.
They had skits and all kinds of stuff on there. It was a weird show. Anything come up?
The Edge and Christian show that totally reeks of awesomeness is what it was called.
Yeah, see, I remember things.
But yeah, no, them two together. That was the first thing that popped in my head because I feel like that was the last thing I remember them doing together.
That is a fact.
So yeah, and that was a long ass time ago.
Yeah, that was like 10 years ago. That was like early WWE Network.
My notes were roughly similar. At one point I said they shake hands and Kip comes out and runs his mouth. At least it's not Nick. And then I was like, oh, never mind.
To be fair to Nick, this was probably his best segment on the mic, and I don't know if that's because it was produced beforehand and they had time to edit things and maybe he can take some direction and stuff like that, and that's why it was so much better. But it was better, so I want to give him the props for that.
And also, I want you guys to know how excited and happy and thrilled that I am to see Killswitch back. And
yeah, it's been a long time, and he had a rough go.
Yeah, this man had double pneumonia, and there's that's.
Yeah, he almost died.
He almost died, and there was a very, very good chance he was never going to come back to wrestle again.
Yeah.
Because that type of stuff can fuck up your lungs and make it hard to breathe for the rest of your life.
Yeah, it's like COPD type of bad.
So, super excited.
And he's not that old a dude. He's not that old of a dude to be dealing with something like that.
Super excited to see him back. And again, I'm super fascinated because I feel like this is where, while this wasn't the route they were originally going to go down,
Well, we don't know that either.
I feel like, they were always setting it up for Killswitch to go face on Christian. However, with
Oh, you're talking about not necessarily this angle, but
yeah,
the previous angle with, okay, I got you. Yeah,
I feel like their original plan was for that to happen, but now they can still do his revenge against Christian now that Christian is going face with Edge.
he's not going to get his revenge.
Oh
He
no.
may not eat the pin, but he's going to eat the L.
Oh, he's gonna eat the L. I'm just saying though, like
But I
storyline
hope that he
wise,
turns on Nick and Kip quickly, so he can be out on his own to do his own thing.
I'd love for him to go to the jungles and find him at Perry. No, I'm kidding.
I mean, if we're going to see Jack Perry again, I would rather it be with Luchasaurus as well.
They'd have to find a way.
I don't like solo Jack Perry.
They'd have to find a way to merge his newer personality though with it. I wouldn't want him to actually be Jungle Boy again.
You don't want him to be Jungle Jack.
No.
Somewhere JR is frowning over that.
That's okay. Backstage, Mark Briscoe is looking for MJF. And then also backstage, MJF runs into Ricochet and asks for his group's help to
take care of a mutual problem.
Yeah, that word. Ricochet agrees. And then we get match 2, which is FTR versus Bandito and Brody King. And this is my match of the night.
It is mine as well, but my first note is, man, this match is starting out slowly.
Yeah, it did.
And after the finish, I was like, oh, now I understand why. You needed to blow 40 minutes of time on your television program. Gotcha.
So, Brody and Bandito spend most of the match dominating early on. And eventually, Stoke hits King with a pipe. I put Pip. I forgot the E. A pipe in the forehead and busted him open.
To the face.
Pip, pip, cheerio.
He called a pip to the face.
But yeah, so busts open Brody King. And then we get... I didn't put a whole lot of notes because, I mean, it's just a solid wrestling match. I said we get a time limit draw and we will be getting a 3-way tag match. I said, which is predictable, but I'm okay with it. I said...
Yeah,
The one thing that does kind of hurt it, though, with about 3 minutes left to go, both Dax and Bandito got kind of sloppy.
So I don't know if there was confusion. Clearly, Bandito was confused about a spot.
Oh, it happened a couple times, and I feel like both of them had moments where they were confused about a spot that was going on.
I think Dax was trying to lead him to a spot, and Bandito was fucking confused like crazy.
Right.
Yeah, my notes are pretty similar to your. There wasn't a whole lot it was just solid action back and forth. Brody bled like crazy. Hot tagged Bandito. I do like the part where Bandito went to do a dive on both the FTR, and logically, the two big FTR guys caught him and dumped his ass on the apron. I hate when little dudes knock down two big ass dudes. Like, that wouldn't happen. Those two guys, if they had even remotely any standing, would just catch him and dump him. So it was nice to see that. Nice DDT on the floor that Brody just popped back up from for some reason. There's a lot of weird no-selling by Brody. He no-sold a pile driver earlier in the match.
That's very beginning of the match.
Yeah, which just confuses me. But yeah, lots of near falls in the end. Time limit draw. I was like, guess that explains the slow start.
Yeah.
Good match though. Good match. Even though the bit of sloppiness. I mean, these two teams are solid. Don't know if I wanted to see 6 people in that match at the pay-per-view, but...
Oh, I don't, because we already know how it's going to happen. They ain't going to have them all 3 in the ring at once. It's going to be 2 teams.
So they announced later in the show that it's an elimination match.
Oh, is it?
I don't know if you caught that. Yep.
I did not.
because they were talking about the Monet's match later on. That's a multi-person match, and how hers is a straight fatal four-way. And I believe Excalibur said something about, because they kind of referenced the triple threat tag match as well, and Excalibur noted that it was going to be elimination.
Nice.
So if that's the case, that makes that match a little more interesting.
Oh yeah, I will be excited for that. Post match, Hurt Syndicate comes out and then nothing happens.
Yeah, they didn't hurt people. Their music just told people they do. They stood on the stage and held their titles up.
Okay, so backstage, Mark Briscoe's tied up. MJF has 3 requests for Forbidden Door. The first one, or in-ring segment, because Adam Page comes out, calls MJF a coward. Blah, blah, blah.
Yep. MJF takes a cameraman and takes him to Briscoe tied up in a chair.
I put Adam Page comes out, calls MJF a coward. I'm guessing Mark is probably backstage, broken down somewhere.
Yeah, once Tony Schiavone said that MJF had commandeered a cameraman, I'm like, yeah, that something bad's about to happen to Mark Briscoe.
So Mark's tied up. MJF has 3 requests for Forbidden Door, and he'll let him go. Number 1, the title can change hands via DQ. Number 2, the title can change hands via countout. And 3, MJF doesn't have to use his contract in order to get the match.
And Hangman is reluctant, of course, until they start dousing Mark Briscoe with gasoline.
They start dousing him with water. And then...
Well, it's supposed to be gasoline. Suspend your disbelief, sir.
So, I actually don't like this segment. Not that I'm against MJF.
I would be fine with the segment. I would be fine with the segment if they didn't add in, if there was only the 2.
Yeah, so that's where my problem is, right? So I don't have a problem with him weaseling in stipulations for the match.
Yeah, it's the not fine. Using his...
But it's the not using the contract because he's already said he's using it. At that point, it should be locked in. It's done. Nothing can change that.
It's the only reason the match got booked in the first place.
Right. I feel like this is just setting up a possibility of making you think that, like, he's going to lose, but then people are going to come out, jump Hangman, and then he's going to cash in right there for the title again.
Yeah. I don't necessarily care how this is working its way out, but
right.
We'll see. I think the match is still going to be solid, but it's either going to be Page is going to stand tall after essentially having to defend his title twice because Max weaseled his way into having his backup plan, or Hangman's going to survive the first one and succumb to the second one, and we're going to get Max as champion again after a very short Hangman run. And I'll be honest, neither of those things excite me.
No. But yeah, I would have rather him actually came up with a different, like, again, a very Max, like I thought what would have been a great thing to do was, because I don't think they're involved in a match. I think it would have been like, you're defending your title in a handicap match. And have Ricochet be a part of it.
Yeah, but then Max and Ricochet would turn on each other.
Well, yeah,
because both of them would want to be. Both of them would want to be champions. Max isn't that stupid. Well, his character's not that stupid, and he's all about himself, so he wouldn't invite somebody else to be the third wheel.
Right. But I don't know. Obviously, creatively, they could have came up with something as far as an actual stipulation that I feel like would have given him a benefit.
Yeah, to me, it just feels like clearly this MJF and Page thing is going to be more than one match. But instead of booking it in a logical way, they gave Max the Weasley way out to get another match at some point. Whether he uses it the same night or not, who knows? We'll see.
So after the commercial break, backstage, Adam Page takes out Ricochet while looking for MJF. Security tells him that MJF's gone, so he takes out security guy and leaves. Goa come out. and they're mad Ricochet's layout. And I'm pretty sure, once we get to the actual,
Ricochet looks like a fucking geek again.
I'm actually pretty sure once we get to the next match that Go is probably backstage doing their whack ass finisher to security guards.
Your favorite tag team move.
I hate that move so much. It's like the weakest tag team finisher I've ever seen in my life.
But they're cooperating.
I don't care.
Oh, God, what a yawn.
All right, go ahead and roll with it.
Next segment is the main event.
It was actually a pretty good match, too, though.
Yeah, this wasn't bad. It was Mercedes Moné and the Fallen Goddess Athena versus Windsor, whatever the hell her name is, Alex Windsor, who is dating Will Ospreay, if you didn't know that.
Get in my belly.
And Tony Storm. Yeah, so my notes for this are not super long. Windsor botched some stuff early on. The thing you're referencing is Tony Storm finally gets to tag in, and Mercedes is in, and she runs right up to Mercedes and is sniffing and or licking Monet, and while dressed in plaid, looks at Monet and says, "Get in my belly," like she's Fat Bastard from the Austin Powers franchise.
I love Tony so much.
She's great. Aside from that, there was some good chain wrestling there for a little while between Windsor and Monet. Was it Windsor and Monet?
I don't know, but I know Athena tried to kill herself.
Oh, yeah. Athena thought she was Drew McIntyre's foot and tried to break through the table.
With her whole body.
So that spot was awesome, though. So Mercedes is holding the the ropes open for Athena to do a dive. And Athena vaults herself so far to take out Windsor that she attempted to take out Windsor. She got pretty much 90% of the commentary table, though. Well, it was quite the noise.
She got Windsor, and she was moving so fast, Windsor couldn't stop her.
Oh, yeah. They wham into the commentary table.
And yeah, Athena's whole back hit the whole back side of the fucking table, dude. And
yeah, she grimaced. She grimaced too. She probably knocked the wind out of herself because she was flying.
Yeah, she was.
It was an awesome spot.
And she was absolutely a human missile.
Oh yeah, she was. There was a super nice fisherman suplex by Tony Storm. It was nice. It was like Mr. Perfect nice. Great bridge, great everything. I'm a sucker for a good fisherman suplex.
Ladies in AEW, because it's mostly a problem I have noticed in the AEW that I haven't noticed other places. I obviously don't care that the women wear leggings to wrestle in. Wear what you want to wear, right? But if you're going to wear skin-colored leggings, can you at least try and find skin-colored leggings that match your color of skin so that you don't look so weird?
It's such wearing the awkward colored leggings.
Both Tony and fucking Mercedes.
Stockings.
Well,
Tony always does that. Tony is very European, man. She is a fair-skinned lady.
But I've noticed almost every woman in AEW wears leggings, and almost all of them, they're always slightly off color. And I'm like, oh, it drives me so fucking nuts.
Well, they don't make leggings in everybody's... As someone who's married to a very fair-skinned lady, it is hard as hell to match complexions when you
just need white leggings at that point.
If Kristen listens to this, she's going to be mad about that. But I don't know how to follow that up. Anywho,
I also am with a pale lady, so it's okay.
There was another very, very good spot where Athena pile drove Tony with her off-colored leggings onto the steel steps, reminiscent to what she did a few weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the match ends with a blind tag that Windsor doesn't see, and Windsor goes and thinks she's beaten Mercedes and takes an O face from Athena out of nowhere. Good camera work
Good
because
camera
you
work
didn't
again.
see her until she came down and stunned her. So, uh, very good finish. The heels looked strong going into their matches. After the match, Mercedes went and confronted the uh, aptly placed opponent from whatever other. What was it? Was that the CMLL lady?
Yeah, I don't remember what her name is, but she's
I
a
can't either. She was in the crowd. Mercedes pushed her with the belt, and then the lady kind of attacked her. Windsor found her way out in front of the lady as well, since they're all fighting at the pay per view. And then the Stardom lady, who I can't remember the name of, is also going to be in that match. So,
yeah.
fatal four way, huzzah!
She is scary looking.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, she is.
hopefully it'll be a good match.
But yeah, that was the end of the show. And again, this show felt really short, and the reason it
Yes, it did.
felt really
Yes, it
short
did.
was
Because
because
it was.
that one match took so long.
Yeah, the time limit draw thing for the tag team match really ate a giant chunk of this show.
I am
Because I mean,
thankful.
how many segments? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 segments. Hell, that's usually 1 hour of AEW television.
Yeah, I am thankful, um, because there was a while last year where they were doing a lot of time limit draws, and
But they have a tell. As soon as somebody starts talking about how much time is left,
yeah,
it's an immediate tell,
yeah.
and it takes me out of the match immediately.
I can agree. I am not a fan of the announcing how much more time is left thing. I feel like that's the ref's job, right? The ref should just be letting people know, hey, there's 3 more minutes, um, and then just have the match end out of nowhere. That's how I feel it should be.
You can't have matches just end out of nowhere because then the live crowd has no idea.
Right.
You would have to get to a point where you were putting timers at the bottom corner of like every match on TV. So you have that precedent. So when people go to the shows, they're aware of that.
Right. Or just put it on like the small screen up at the top of the stage.
Yeah, there's many things they can do, but like it's a tell. And honestly, I don't like announcing the time until it's like a minute left.
Right. I guess the one benefit though is it does give, and again, it gives the wrestlers a chance to like look like they're trying to rush to get the win. So I don't mind that. I guess at the very least,
Unless you're Bandito, who had no idea, he was still trying to pin people well after the bell would ring.
right. One of the things I did like, or that I think they could do with it, what was I gonna say, dude? I absolutely just shit myself mentally.
That was my fault. I interrupted you.
No, you're good. It happens. Um, 1 second. I'll think of it. Maybe. It's a late night for us, guys. I'm sorry. It's been a long day.
It has indeed. We usually are wrapped up about an hour ago, but
Yeah. Yeah.
due to working schedules and what have you, we got pushed about an hour later than normal.
One of the things I'd like to see if they're going to do the time limit draw thing, I think it would also help if sometimes people did manage to eke out the win.
Yep. Yep.
And
I agree.
And the problem is nobody ever actually ekes out the win. It's always
Well, very, very often. WWE does it pretty well. They had a couple matches where people were winning within like 3 seconds of the timer expiring and stuff.
right.
But yeah, AEW needs to have a couple of those go that way so people aren't automatically like, well, we know the outcome of this, 5 minutes before the actual finish.
If anything, I feel like in a situation like that, people should eke out the win more often than not, so that when it doesn't happen,
you're surprised.
you're like, "Oh, holy shit! They managed to not get it."
Yep, I agree.
But yeah, I don't really have any other extra. Like, we're only 40 minutes in. Usually, I have stuff to add 20 minutes, but
Eh,
I don't.
we're tired tonight. Plus, we got a lot of wrestling this week, so we'll get plenty of time for us jibber jabbering about other things. So
Yeah, we do. We obviously have SmackDown Friday.
yep.
I have no hope for that show, but here's to hoping a little bit. I got like
WWE's been rough lately, man.
0.001% chance of hoping that like it's at least a decent show because Raw was actually okay. Dynamite was okay.
Maybe you'll get some Wyatt Six to kind of pique your interest there.
We'll see. Um, and yeah, and then we got okay. So, we'll record on Saturday for both SmackDown and Collision. I have a birthday party that I got to leave early on Saturday so that I can get home in time for Collision because I definitely don't want to run that late because that's going to be our prediction night as well. So
Nice.
we got predictions for AEW that we got to go over.
Yeah, so I can lose very poor. This time I'm going to go with my head and not my heart. At least I'm going to try.
That
We'll
was
see.
also WWE. WWE they're a little harder to predict overall because they got. I tend to do well. No, look, dude. There are some shows, Forbidden Door, track record wise, I tend to do pretty well on with picking. But this is the first Forbidden Door that's more of an AEW show than anything else. In fact, the very first Forbidden Door is the only time I've ever 100%ed an entire card.
Mm.
And I didn't know who half the people were on that card. So that was some luck, let me tell you. But yeah, so I guess we will see you guys Saturday.
Yes.
Deuces.
Later.